Hey guys, it's Anastasia with Anastasia's Real Meals for real people with real kitchens and real full-time jobs. So you wake up on a weekend and you're starving, you just had a full work week that was so tiring, and all you want to do is go to boozy brunch with greasy food. Before you do that, I want to show you how to take leftovers that we made this week, Big Mama Brussels sprouts, and do them two ways. One brunch and one dinner. So I'm going to start with a mimosa. Got my cup. Some straight ass whiskey. Oh wait, I said mimosa. Okay. Squeeze a little orange in there. Is that not a mimosa? I thought any orange makes it a mimosa. Anyway. Woo! That's serious. Before I start with the brunch, let's prepare dinner real quick. You need some chicken, a bowl, some Greek yogurt, and a lemon. And what I'm going to do with this is I'm just going to prepare the chicken to marinate while we're making the brunch. A lot of people think chicken has to marinate for a really long time. I would say about 10 or 15 minutes is fine for this meal. I'm going to take a couple pieces of my chicken breast tenders, put them in a bowl. I'm going to scoop the hell out of some yogurt. Got some salt and pepper to taste. So you can see I got the salt and pepper on the chicken and the yogurt. I'm going to use a different knife to cut the lemon since I used that one for the chicken. And I'm just going to squeeze, since I only put 3 little tenders in here, I'm just going to squeeze a little bit of lemon. If you do more, you can use half the lemon. I'm going to use this spoon and I'm going to just mix it all up. The chicken is covered with yogurt. And this is just going to marinate in there, guys, while I prepare the brunch. I'm putting it in the fridge. Of course, my Big Mama Brussels sprouts. If you guys remember the last episode, I said if you make extra, you can use them for leftovers. I got some tomatoes, some cheese, and some olives. I have a pie dish, and today we're going to make a quiche, clearly while drinking. So I have these leftovers, and this dinner was so good and loved by everybody that you can just heat them up and eat them again. But why would you do that? Especially if it's a matter of going out and eating greasy food or cooking your own healthy food that's just as good and better for you. I'm going to take half of the leftovers and I'm just going to flatten them in this pie dish just to cover the bottom. And as I'm doing that, I'm kind of cutting the cauliflower. If you guys saw the Big Mama Brussels sprouts episode, we have Brussels sprouts in here, we have some red onion, we have cauliflower. I put the leftover rice right in there that we had from that episode. We have garlic. I'm going to start repeating things so I don't remember what I said. We have fire roasted tomatoes, Brussels sprouts obviously. Now I have the rest of it that I'm going to use for dinner. So I just flattened it at the bottom of my pie dish. I'm going to put some Mexican mixed cheese. You can put any cheese you want. You can put, if you're lactose intolerant, I love diet cheese, but you don't have to do the cheese. I'm just going to sprinkle a tiny bit right here. I have my eggs. I'm only going to use 3. I'm going to break them into this bowl. Got my garbage can right under me. And guys, this is an awesome thing that you can do to invite people over for brunch, just so you guys don't have to go out. It's a huge money saver, and 2, it's so much healthier, like I said before. And it's more intimate when you have people over, especially when you're drinking pure whiskey mimosas. I don't even think that makes sense. So I just whisked my eggs a little. If you want to be just so it pours in there. So I'm just going to pour my eggs right on top. And just make sure they get into every crevice. Looks like this. I have my leftover tomatoes that I already washed. And I'm just gonna cut into this. I'm just having the little cherry tomatoes. If you have full tomatoes, you can just cut them into little pieces, cube them. Just a few. I would use about 6 or 7 halved. If you don't like tomatoes, don't use tomatoes. The good thing about this is you don't have to use anything else than whatever left over and some eggs. And I also had these olives in the fridge. I'm just gonna go real dirty in there. We cook dirty and eat clean here. And I'm just gonna put some olives right on top. It smells so good. Thumbs up. Ooh, that's potent. Now I have my oven preheated to 400 degrees. And this is gonna go in for about 25 minutes. After I put my tomatoes and olives, looks like this. I'm gonna put some pepper, a little more salt, and I'm just gonna put some cheese right on top. Okay, so that's it. That's all you have to do. You pop it in the oven for about 25 minutes, and you're gonna have yourself some brunch. So your friends are over, you invited them over for brunch. You're cooking away, you're drinking. You just did the easiest brunch ever. It's in the oven for cooking for about 25 minutes, and they realize they want to stay. They're tipsy, they're hanging out. You're thinking, what the hell are we gonna do for dinner? And then you think, oh yeah, I have more leftovers that I need to use in order to save as much money as I can, and it's so easy. We have about half the leftovers. We had the chicken marinating in yogurt for about 10 minutes. You can, honestly, if you guys are all hanging out and doing whatever, you can leave it and make this later. The point is, it's just easy to make all of this in one day. You have a whole day's worth of food for as cheap as possible, as easy as possible, and very simple ingredients. We had our chicken marinating for about 10 minutes in yogurt, salt, pepper, and lemon. We have our leftover Brussels sprouts, cauliflower, and onion tomato rice mixture that I mixed all together from the Big Mama Brussels sprouts episode. And that's basically all you need. Now all you have to do is just cook it. It'll take you about 15 minutes to cook and you're golden. I have some coconut oil that I'm going to put in the pan. I could also use olive oil. I like using coconut oil or olive oil over vegetable oil. I have 1 tablespoon of coconut oil. I'm going to put my stovetop on high and just spoon that in. Swish it around a little, let it heat up a little bit, liquefy. And I think for this yogurt chicken, the coconut flavor of the coconut oil really gives it a subtle coconutty taste, and it's really good. Just gonna swish it around a little. Now, I'm gonna take my chicken out, and just kinda, whatever it looks like, you take it out, and I'm gonna lay it down in the pan and cook it on each side until it cooks through. The time of chicken really depends on how big your chicken breast is or what chicken you're cooking. I'm using little chicken cutlets, so it'll take a lot shorter to cook. If you're using thicker chicken breasts or chicken thighs and you don't cut them, it'll take a little bit longer. You just kind of have to watch it. I also want to heat this, because this now, it was our main dish, it's going to be our side dish for this. So while the chicken's cooking, I'm just going to put it on medium right now and watch it sizzle and smell it, and it's so good. I'm just gonna put my leftovers in this little pot. I'm gonna dunk the hell out of them right in there. And take another swig of some whiskey. Guys, that's how you do brunch. It's whiskey or nothing. Now I'm gonna put it on the stovetop and I'm gonna put it on medium for now and see how it goes. So the chicken's sizzling, now I'm gonna flip it over. And that's going to take about, I don't know, another 5 or 6 minutes while my hanging out drinking some whiskey. And it's the weekend. You don't want to work hard. Let the cooking work for itself. You just put it in. You have your leftovers. They were so good. You want to make more of it. You want it as easy as possible because you want to hang out. You want to do your thing on Saturday and Sunday. You want to go out shopping. But what you don't want to do is eat the greasy food from delivery or the greasy food when you go out, because you just want to feel better about yourself and that you're doing it. I'm going to stir around my Brussels sprouts in the pot. And in order to tell if the Brussels sprouts are hot, I basically just use my finger just to test it out. We're cooking dirty. I'm just going to halfway cover it a little and lower my stovetop to low. And just let it cook through right there. It's almost done. And if you guys noticed, I do not have a microwave. Mainly because I think they're just a little bit unhealthy. But I promise you, you can be quick and easy even without a microwave. My experience with marinating chicken in yogurt came from my mom. She used to do it when we were little kids. And I remember, it just made the chicken so tender. If you're making brunch and you want to do this all in one day and you're letting it cook and you want to just wait, you can let it marinate for longer, you can let it marinate for hours. The yogurt just makes the chicken so tender after you cook it. I'm doing it all at once so that you guys can have a quick video to watch and then take it from there. I half covered the chicken about halfway through and just letting it cook through and just hold in all of its juice. Brussels sprouts are hot, so I turned off the stove. So that part's done. At this rate, I'll be eating dinner before brunch. The chicken's almost done. And guys, the way I tell if chicken's done, I don't know if there's a right or wrong way. I just cut it a little bit just to see if it's still pink inside. If it's still pink inside, cook it for another few minutes, depending on how pink it is. If it's not and you see it juicy and white and moist, it is done. Do not dry it out. And my chicken is done. Turned off the heat and it's ready to prepare. Guys, so we had our quiche cooking for about 25 minutes in the oven. We have our leftover Brussels sprouts that we're going to now use as a side dish. And our chicken is done. That's going to be our dinner for today. The quiche is done, so I'm going to turn my oven off and take it out. And damn, that looks so good. If you can see it. And guys, that is your brunch. Like I said, you wake up on a weekend. I'm literally drinking whiskey in a jar for all my Irish friends out there. You don't want to go out. Look at my hair. Who wants to go out and see this? I had to put in a bandana to look cute. All you want to do is have some brunch, drink some alcohol. You've had a hard work week, and here it is. It's our leftover Brussels sprouts, our Big Mama Brussels sprouts from the last video. I added some cheese, I added some eggs, some olives, tomato, a little salt and pepper. Put it in the oven on 400 for about 25 minutes. Oh my God, that looks so good. And it's done. Wow your guests. And if you don't have guests, wow yourself. I'm gonna try it before we do the dinner part. Oh my God. No, that's brunch. And it's healthy and it was cheap. You guys want some? I'm gonna put that away and eat the whole thing later. And I'll prepare dinner. We used the same leftovers and just heated them up just as a side dish. So I'm gonna scoop them onto my plate. And they look so good, we warm them up. Okay. I have my chicken, and honestly, you can just have this and chicken. But I have some lettuce, so why the hell not? I'm just gonna pile my triple washed baby lettuce that I just got from Fresh Direct. And I'm just gonna pile it right next to it just to get some greens in there. And I'm gonna take my chicken and put it right on top. I'm gonna cut some tomatoes in there just to be real fancy. Just having the tomatoes again. And that's your third meal from Big Mama Brussels sprouts. I'm just gonna dive in even though it's not dinner time. The chicken is so good. It's so tender. It was marinated in yogurt. Brussels sprouts, let's see. The flavor, the garlic, the tomato just goes so well with the chicken. This is so good. Guys, we saved money. We ate healthy. There's a lot of food. You can entertain. You can drink whiskey in a jar that I call the mimosa. I don't know why the hell I did that. Do it yourself. Cooking is all about you. Remember, cook dirty, but eat clean. Thanks for watching.